All right. According to this, we are live. We are live. That mirror behind me, there's a lot of glare there. I need to do something different with my background. I'm working on that. I'm thinking about that. But hello, everyone. Nice to see you. Welcome back to another Tuesday. Who do we got here? Hello, Comic Tropes, and hi, Chris. Hello, Lester and Matt and Chromius and the Killer Weezer and Beta Ray Bob and Stonegate Creations. I have two birthdays to say happy birthday to. Happy birthday to Comic Tropes, to Chris from Comic Tropes, who had his birthday a few days ago. And also, happy birthday to AK, who also had his birthday a few days ago. So hello to everyone who had a birthday. Happy birthday to you. I won't sing because I promised I wouldn't. But we have, we got the Killer Weezer, we got MCGJ ACDC, we got Sparkster, JoeFan84, Diecast Nick, hello Firefly, and, excuse me, and Dan Jammin, and Lowanbotu, and Mike Layton, and Rob Irizarry. Nice to see you, Rob. And Eric and Matt, and Eric, and I just said Eric twice, but hello, and happy birthday again to Chris, and anybody. By the way, if you just happen to have a birthday today, I know statistically it could happen. Thank you, Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse, for the sticker. Thank you very much. Also, make sure you check out Sergeant Slaughter's Slaughterhouse. Really great channel. Hello, Brian Zahn and Chris Purcell. Another Chris. I don't know if you also had a birthday recently, Chris, but if so, happy birthday. Hello, Thane Woods. Hello, Gussie and Glenn. How's everybody doing? Hello and happy Tuesday evening. So, over the weekend, I got a special request to do story time. Now, I know we have read all of these books. We've done all these books, all the ones that I have. I need to get more, but we've done all the ones that I have. But, the outcome can change depending on what choices we make. So I don't think we've done this one too many times. So we are going to, at the bottom half of the hour, we are going to do the Find Your Fate Operation Night Flight. And if you haven't been here for one of those, I'll explain when we get to it. Stonegate Creation says it feels like a Monday. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, kind of. And Matt Edwards has been waiting all day for this. Well, I'm glad I didn't have to make you wait any longer. Hello, Ivan. Nice to see you there, sir. Did I say hello to Glenn? If not, hello, Glenn. Hey, Matt Rubin. Matt Rubin, I got a notice on Patreon that you had added your support on Patreon. And I sent you a message because I owe you some stuff, but I hadn't got a reply. So just FYI, that they sent me a notice, so I sent you a notice. So if you have a chance, just check that out. You know nothing, William Snow. Yeah, like William Snow is an expert. That's probably a pen name. That's probably not his real name. Let's see. Yeah. Sparkster says this weekend doing 2 panels on Transformers at Matsuricon in Columbus. That's really cool. That's very awesome. Congratulations, and I hope that goes well. Hello, Dave and Rob Vegas. Nice to see you, Rob Vegas. The Australian contingent is among us. Hello, Gray Fox and Josiah. So, yes, I have, since we are getting started here, since we are getting going, I have a few things besides the birthdays to mention. Well, I mentioned the birthdays already. Okay, all right, no problem, Matt. I'm just making sure. I just want to make sure everybody gets their stuff. No problem at all. That's cool. Timmer. Today is Tuesday, so there is a new episode of Half the Battle from Timmer. Hello, codename New2Vero2. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining us. So Timmer has a new video up, and it is Valor versus Venom G.I. Joe Defense Mech. So that's a new one to me. I didn't know nothing about it. I've never seen it before. But Timmer has a review of it, so now I do know something about it. So there you go. But at any rate, check out Timmer's new video. Also, I am still doing sketch commissions, and I've gotten a few, but if I can do 3 more sketch commissions in the next week, I'll be in good shape. So if you'd like for me to draw a G.I. Joe character, the email address is in the description of the live stream. So please do that, and if it's a time, now's the time to do it. But we've been doing pretty good on that. In fact, somebody wanted a Chuckles, and I was thinking about drawing that live tonight, but I'm gonna hold off on that because my second camera is still crap. I gotta get a better second camera for doing the live drawing thing. And if I don't have a camera on it, then it's just me not paying attention to the live chat. So I guess I won't do the live drawing tonight, but I do have Chuckles started, but I haven't finished. But anyway, so sketches. They're $50 plus shipping, and I do ship worldwide. This just the shipping is different for outside of the United States. And story time, yeah, that's the only other thing that I have is that we're gonna do story time at the end of the show. Thank you, Rob Vegas, for the super chat or the $1 Australian, very much appreciated. I will fly to Australia immediately and spend that. Hello, Cobra Island. How do you do? Hello, Cyclonus. Yeah. Gray Fox asks if I have reviewed Fort America. I have not. I don't have it complete. I have an incomplete Fort America, but I don't have a complete one to review yet. I've been looking at that one for a while. That one's been kind of in the back of my brain for a while. It's a very unique and unusual toy, and I'd kind of like to take a look at it. But I got to get a complete one, before I can do it. But not yet. And yeah, can you sketch the Baroness in a bikini with a tramp stamp? Well, isn't that like every Baroness sketch? That's just like that's her new uniform. It's a tattoo that says "property of Destro," something like that. Classy. Anyway. Thanks for joining us, everyone. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here every Tuesday. I see a lot of folks stop by every Tuesday, and that is really nice, and I really do appreciate it. I like that very much. Right now, I am surrounded by stuff that I can't show you because it's stuff for videos that are coming up, and I don't want to spoil them. Making a list of figures you need, and putting them on your website. I have thought of that, and I do need to do that. There was a time when I did try to keep a list of stuff that I need, but I was getting stuff so quickly that I just wasn't keeping up with the list. It was impossible to keep the list up because it was being would need to be updated so frequently. Well, I'm not getting stuff as frequently anymore, so it would be easier to keep the list. There's a lot of common stuff that I don't have yet, but there's also a lot of rare stuff that I don't have yet. In fact, I'm down to to complete the collection. Thank you, Gaz. Thank you very much. Hey, Gaz is here, so all is well as long as Gaz is here. Yeah, like I've got most of the vintage line, but some of the stuff that I don't have is rare stuff and probably not reasonable to expect people to actually send. Thank you, Gray Fox. This is pressure to review Fort America. I feel pressured. But I want to review Fort America, so it's not too much pressure. I would really like to take a look at it. It's a strange and unique thing. But I need to pull out the one that I have. It's missing a lot. It's not near complete, but I don't remember what all it's missing. Hello, Renegade Biker. Hello, Jump in General. Yes, so, but there's also still a lot of common stuff, mostly from the 90s that I don't have. Um, and, like, it hasn't been a high priority because it's common stuff, and I know I can always find it, and it's never very expensive. But I still need that stuff to finish out the collection. I have a lot of 1993, but there's still some 1993 that I don't have. And this 1993 was just such a heavy year. They made so much stuff that year that it's crazy. It's cool. It's cool, Gray Fox. It's something that I will do, but I want to. I like that's one that if I could do it really soon, I'd be happy to. What do they name Fort America in Europe? A Royale with cheese. Yeah, that was it. It's Royale with cheese. It's around the corner you can get La Big Mac. I think they just named it Fort America because it was like a subtle way of invading Europe and claiming Europe for America. Like, this is ours now. We're in charge. We have a fort here, therefore it's Fort America now. Welcome to the United States. But yeah, it's it's a very bold name, isn't it? Fort America. You better really come with your A game if you're gonna name your base Fort America. That's that you can't have like some little tiny base off to the side and call it Fort America. No, like it's got to be significant. And none of the large G.I. Joe headquarters were called Fort America. Instead, what they called Fort America was this weird kind of in-between sized thing. I want to look at it. I do. I thanks for mentioning it. It kind of reminds me that that I haven't finished that one, and that I would like to look at it. Yes, it's a brick wall. So I don't know. Maybe it's a subtle commentary on American culture. I don't know. Maybe it's like secretly subversive. I don't know. I check that out. That sounds fun. Is Fort America bigger than the General? No, the General is big. The General is way big, and the General is another one that I don't have, and I don't even have an incomplete General. There was a General at Joe Fest that I really should have picked up, and I didn't. Oh, thank you, Rob Vegas. Fort Australia would have been a few rusty cars on the lawn and some slabs of VB. I'm not prone to like sweeping statements, but there's an observation that I've made that's probably incorrect, and that is that I think that Australians and Americans like maybe have a lot in common, like culturally, and just Josiah, weekly What's on Joe Mind plug Friday nights. Make sure you check out What's on Joe Mind Friday nights. I don't think they did one last Friday. I think they took that Friday off, but they should be back. They should be rolling with the next week, so make sure you check that out on Friday. What's on Joe Mind is one of the longest running G.I. Joe podcasts or shows of any kind. So do check out What's on Joe Mind. Check it out on Friday, but check out their older stuff too. Go back and watch their older stuff and listen to the old episodes of the podcast. Really, really good stuff there. Yeah, like I kind of feel like Australians and Americans are cut from the same cloth. When I visited the UK, we all had fun talking with our British friends about all the differences between Americans and British people. But I feel like if I visited Australia, we would be talking about all of the stuff we have in common. But again, that's just an impression, and it's probably wrong. But it's just a completely unscientific observation that I've made. Hello, Bob's Dungeon. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here. Hello, David Sharp. Nice to see you. David Sharp is late. I hope you brought, snacks. If you're late, you have to bring snacks for everyone. If there are no snacks right now, you can bring them next time. But, that's the penalty for being late, is you have to bring snacks. I can't honestly, my workstation, I try to not keep it cluttered. It's a little... hello, Christian Bricks. Hello, greetings, Denmark from the United States. Nice to see you, sir. Thank you for your long support of the channel. It's really always good to see you here. I try to keep my workstation reasonably clean, but since I use the same table for the live stream and for shooting reviews, that's difficult to do, especially when there's a project in progress, as there is right now. I'm actually surrounded by stuff for two different videos. And I can't show them to you because it would spoil the upcoming video. Thank you, What's on Joe Mind. Where the hell are the singing cats? You just missed them. You always miss the singing cats. We do this whole singing cats number at the start of the show, and then you miss it every time. But we were just mentioning What's on Joe Mind. Make sure you check out What's on Joe Mind on Friday, and check out their back catalog. Really good stuff. Very important stuff. Yeah, so I can't show you any of the stuff that I'm surrounded by. And it's difficult because if I have an action figure near me, I like to fidget with it. I like to fidget with it while I'm doing the live show, but I can't really do that with anything here. And over here, there's the stuff that I got in the P.O. box, which I haven't opened yet, so I can't show that to you either. I haven't opened it yet. I got to do the opening video. Hello, Rogers Aquarium. Nice to see you. Mega High Back. Thanks for being here. Yes, we are... see, Chad's getting with the spirit of the cat show. I don't have show and tell. I can't show you any of this. In fact, I mentioned the sketch commissions earlier, and there is I have a sketch right over there that I could show you, but I can't show you because it's for a thumbnail for an upcoming video, and that would spoil what's coming up in the video. So I can't show you any of this stuff. Here's what I can show you. Here, right here. Here's a figure stand. Yo Joe. Here's a real American heroic figure stand that holds a real American... That's kind of scratchy and smudgy on the bottom. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, see, this is it. This is the extent of what I can show you. I can show you nothing else. Nothing within reach. Well, I mean, I can show you that stuff, but you already seen that stuff. Matt Rubin is doing the jingle for Meow Mix. I like liver. I like chicken. I like liver. Josiah, thank you. Hit the like button. Okay, fine. I will hit the like button. Where's the like button? Thank you, Josiah, and thanks for being here each week, Josiah. It's really nice to see you, and nice to see everyone. This is sort of like therapy for me. I always feel better after the live show, even if I've had a crappy week and a crappy day. And honestly, this week's not been that great. This week has been a little bit of a challenge and a little bit annoying. But this always makes me feel better. It's like just sitting and hanging out with some friends for an hour, and that's nice. I need that from time to time. Hello, Adolf. Nice to see you. It's how's life in the bunker? Thanks for joining. So I can't really draw. I mean, I can draw, but I can't really draw live. Hello, Matt. Nice to see you there. How do you do? and I can't show you any of this stuff. So what can I do? What can I? We'll just hang out. We'll just hang out, and then thank you for the vlog stickers, Comic Tropes, and thank you for all you do as well, Comic Tropes. You've got a really good show. I like the show, and I hope everyone will check that out. And then we'll. But you know what is not on Comic Tropes? Story time. Yeah, where else can you get story time other than right here? Nowhere. That's where. In fact, I don't think if you search the entire internet, you will find anybody reading stories, or at least these particular stories. So we still got like 10 minutes before we start story time. We still got 10 minutes. So I just gotta like come up with words and speak for 10 minutes. What should we speak about? What's on your mind? How you doing? You doing all right? You doing well? We just wrapped up Cobra Convergence. Shows Joe shirt. It's a stalker. I got a stalker. We just wrapped up Cobra Convergence, and so I'm getting away from Cobra stuff for a little while, just because we had Cobra Overload for a little while. But I'm working on the next main review video. It's not going to be up this Sunday. It'll be up the following Sunday, just because it's big and it's going to take a minute to finish. But I took a real legitimate week off. I took a real legitimate week off after Cobra Convergence, and that the week off is done. No more weeks off. But I really did take an actual break. Kind of stepped away from everything, relaxed a little bit, enjoyed not feeling, the pressure, and it was nice. Matt says he started my Joe fic. That's cool. So I guess somebody's doing story time. That's nice, Matt. Ryan, top 3 Joe vehicles and Cobra vehicles. Well, it's obvious stuff, I think. Like, top 3 Joe vehicles for me is like the Whale, the Vamp, and the Sky Striker. And that's like a lot of people. Hello, Jamlin, nice to see you. Comic Tropes tells poop stories. Well, that's you gotta you have to tell stories about what you know about, right? You have to like stay true to life, I suppose. But I jest. I'm funny. I'm hilarious, aren't I? But Comic Tropes does a live show on the second channel, Spinner Rack. I'm sorry, it's Pros and Cons is the second channel, and the live show is Spinner Rack. I do try to stop in there as much as I can. I have not been able to do that for the last few weeks, because I've just been just by coincidence at the time that's going on, I've just had to do other things. So but I do try to stop by and say hello to Chris when I can. Anyway, well, we've got a pretty good crowd in here, and we've got a lot of the usual suspects. That's awesome. Terraform Mars, nice to see you there. I don't think I saw you sneak in, but it's nice to see you. Seeing a lot of this, and Cobra Law Skit was the funniest. Thank you, Terraform. It's nice to know somebody's watching. And nice to know that somebody thinks some of it is funny, besides just me. So thank you very much. The Cobra Law Skit, yeah. Anyway, what are we doing? We still got a few minutes. Usually at the bottom half of the hour, we will do story time, and we're going to read together this G.I. Joe Find Your Fate book. And for those not familiar, we get to control the outcome of Find Your Fate. We get to make choices, and we will make those choices together. And we will see if we live or if we die. Matt says, have you ever thought of taking all the skits you've made and combining them for a video? I have. At one point, I did that, but it was a long time ago, and I've done a lot since then. Comic Trope says, Madlib. Comic Tropes did send me another Madlib, and I've been talking about getting to that for a few weeks now, and yet I still haven't. And I'm sorry about that. I apologize. I don't think we'll, and yet again, I don't think we'll have time to do it tonight because the story time I think will take up the last half of the show. But the Madlibs. All right, for those of you who are not here on the 4th of July, we kind of wrapped up the 12-hour live stream with Mad Libs that Chris from Comic Tropes provided, and it was hilarious. It was one of the best parts of the day for me. I enjoyed it a lot. Everybody else seemed to enjoy it as well. So but we need to do it again. And there was another one. There was a second one that he did, and I keep talking about getting to it, and then I keep forgetting to get to it. So that's so me. That does sound like something I would do, but I will. But like, if I say I'm going to get to something, I do get to it. It sometimes takes longer than expected, but I do get to it. But it's fun though. It's really, really fun. Knowing is half the battle skits. A Twinkie Wiener sandwich, your favorite. Yes. I'm always down for UHF references. It's one of my favorite movies. Do I have a favorite G.I. Joe PSA? That's a good question. I can't remember exactly which character did it, but there is a PSA where one of the Joes teaches a kid how to swim, like how to tread water. And I always thought that one was like actually quite useful and taught something other than just be careful around water. Be careful around electricity. Be careful around fire. It was a PSA that actually taught something that you might not otherwise know how to do if you're a very young child. So, like, hey, that's the one that pops into my mind actually. But I don't remember which Joe did it. Like, I need to go look it up. I got to go look it up. Platypus eyes. Okay, Torpedo. That's got to be the one. Spatula City. Scarlet with water skiing. I am a fan of Weird Al, and if I allow the conversation to go too far, Wheel of Fish, to go too far down that rabbit hole, then that's all we'll be doing all night, and we won't be doing story time because I do rather enjoy that particular thing. There, like, in the movie UHF, it was filmed locally, and at the beginning of the movie, there is a hamburger restaurant that where Weird Al and his buddy get thrown out. They get fired. Thank you, Josiah. Check out Cobra Island and Timur after this. Yes, because this show will wrap up at 8 o'clock my time. And there's other stuff to watch. So make sure you check out and support your other G.I. Joe fan creators. Thank you, Josiah. Thank you very much. Anyway, that burger restaurant was a real place. It was called Arnie's, and it was in West Tulsa. And my oldest daughter and my mom, so her grandmother, used to eat there all the time. It was near where her school was, so they'd stop by after school, and it'd be like an after school treat. So that burger joint from the movie was like a regular place for my oldest daughter. But it's closed down though. The guy retired, I think, and it's been closed for a little while, so it doesn't really exist anymore, which I think is too bad because it's I don't know how historical a burger joint can be, but it was in a movie. It's now a Hollywood filming location. But anyway, yeah, that's now. See, I've already started. You got me started on UHF, and you see what happens. You see, story time. It's look. Let's start story time before we get too far off track. Okay, let's start this before we really get in trouble. Who knows what could happen? Okay, so let me explain. Let me explain. Okay, this is how story time works. Okay, this is a Find Your Fate book. So on certain pages, you will have options. For instance, you got two options at the bottom of this page, and depending on what choice you make, you turn to either page 57 or 22. Okay, right? So we start reading it like a regular book. Okay, and then when we get to one of those pages where there's an option, I will tell you what the page numbers are, and in the live chat, you will type your selection. Type the page number that you want to turn to, and I will very unscientifically guess which of those choices gets the most votes, and we will turn to that page and find our fate. Okay, so that's how it works. I will state one caveat. I would not recommend spamming the live chat over and over because the YouTube automated robots might kick you out. I got nothing to do with that. If the YouTube robots think that you're spamming a live chat, you may be kicked out, and I don't want anybody kicked out. So don't spam. Don't spam the live chat. Don't send the same thing over and over. But just pick the page that you want to turn to. Type it in the live chat. I will look at them and guess which one. So there. That's how it works. Are you ready? Are you ready for some football? Okay. This is G.I. Joe, a real American hero, Operation Night Flight by William Snow. You are a member of the G.I. Joe team. Act quickly and decisively, or Cobra will control an important new weapon. Live the adventure. We've got a nice picture of Flint and Breaker and Snake Eyes and a Sky Striker and some Cobra Viper gliders. Thank you, chat. Spam. I do like spam. A fried spam sandwich, fried spam and egg sandwich. That's fantastic. That's good stuff. Okay, we're starting. We're reading now. On an isolated military airbase in the Aleutian Islands, the sky slowly darkens into evening. You lean against an old filing cabinet and gaze out the window of the radio room. There's not much to see, because the tea kettle boiling away on the hot plate has got the window all steamed up. Delta, it's almost 1700, 5 o'clock. Your buddy says from behind you, better get ready for your guard duty shift. Glancing up at the clock, you catch a second hand sweeping past 12. Yeah, I know, you answer, but thanks for reminding me. Breaker, the communications officer, smiles a little as he props his feet up against the desk. It's not that bad out there tonight, he says, picking up the latest weather report. We've got 17 degrees and a wind out of the north-northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Could be worse. He tosses the report back to the desk. Of course, if that's not in Fahrenheit, if that's 17 degrees, what was it? If that 17 degrees isn't in Fahrenheit, I don't think that makes a lot of sense to you. You zip up your parka and sling your M16 over your shoulder. Then, as you push open the door, Breaker calls out, "Yo, Delta." I'll send some coffee out to you in about an hour, all right? You give him a nod, and you step outside, and there is an illustration. So I guess this is supposed to be our character, and our code name is Delta. And that's not an M16, but, you know, whatever. These illustrations on the pages are not super exciting. Like, there's not a whole lot of action and adventure on this first page. There's just a guy standing around. So let's see what happens to the guy standing around. Page 2. The cold night air hits you in the face. What does Breaker know about weather reports anyway? 17 degrees may sound comfortable to him, but he's not out here for 4 straight hours standing guard duty. He's from Tennessee. There's no way 17 degrees is comfortable to him. You turn the corner by Hangar 2. Inside, the flight mechanics are hard at work on one of the fighters. They're busy attaching an armament to the underside of one of the newest, trickiest, fastest aircraft in the world today. That's what this base is all about. You shiver in the freezing cold air. No one wants to be stationed on a windswept island 2,000 miles from the nearest worthwhile town with raw weather and bad food. No one, that is, except a pilot. Any pilot? You have to chuckle. Chuckles? No, not chuckles. You have to chuckle when you think that you and a few other guys on the G.I. Joe team actually pulled some strings to get a transfer to this forsaken place. Most people would say you were out of your minds to do it, but then most people couldn't even cut it in a simple single-engine airplane. Okay. You, on the other hand, are at this base to learn how to make the U.S. Air Force's most advanced plane soar. That's the new P-140 fighter. That's the airplane. It's the P-140 fighter. Turning away from the hangar, you begin to patrol the apron of the runway. Your eyes are open, but your mind is on last night's test flight. Page 3. And we have choices at the end of page 3, so get ready. Get ready to type. Get ready. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. You know, I'm looking out there across the internet, and I'm not seeing you ready. So get your fingers limber. Like, get it. Yes. Do some stretches. You don't want to pull a hammy. Page 3. You spend the next hour patrolling up and down the runway and thinking about how great the test flight in the P-140 was. Once again, you execute a dress-perfect about face and start back up the strip. Over by the communications tower, a side door opens, and 3 members of the G.I. Joe team step out, heading your way. It's too dark to see clearly who they are. Your watch shows almost 1,800 hours. Breaker gives good takeout service. You can almost smell the coffee. Suddenly, you sense that something is very wrong. The 3 guys coming toward you break into a run. Then, without warning, they pull out their weapons and open fire on you. They're not your teammates at all, or they're very bad teammates. That's not very friendly. As you dive to the frozen ground for cover and roll through the bullets, you have room for only one thought: infiltrators. Infiltrators. It's got to be Cobra. Who else would it be? It's the only organization in the world that could possibly get through the tough G.I. Joe security system. The tough G.I. Joe security system, let me show you what that is. This is the tough G.I. Joe security system. It's this one guy just standing out there. That's the tough G.I. Joe security system. Hey, maybe Falcon abandoned his post. Maybe that's what happened. Anybody think of that? Where's Falcon? Maybe that's how this happened. It's hard to tell what's happening because it's night and you're flattened out on an airstrip, but you raise your head just enough to see your enemies cut over to the apron where 4 P-140s are kept ready. Then another burst whistles over your head. What should you do in a situation like this? Okay, here are the choices. You ready? You ready? You're supposed to be guarding this installation. Turn to page 18 and get those Cobra agents. Or, don't be a fool. Lay low, keep your head down, and turn to page 72. So, if you want to get those Cobra agents, type 18 in the live chat. If you want to just keep your head down, that's 72. So I'll type 18 to get those Cobra agents, 72 to keep your head down. So go ahead. Let's see what we do. Let's see. We've got some 18s. Do your job. It's a good motto. Lots of 18. Lots of you guys are just like very much into your duty, except for RTD1. He's like, I'm not getting shot for this. RTD1's like, no, man. They don't pay me enough for this. We got some 72s here. Lots of 18s, though. Lots of 18s. I think it would take quite a few 72s to overcome that many 18s. But I'll give you guys a few more seconds. Give you a little. I know there's some lag for some of you guys, so I'll just hang out. I'll give you a few more seconds to type your choices. A video behind the scenes of my laboratory. This actually is behind the scenes of the laboratory. Yeah, I hope Burnout isn't on the job, man. If we know what Burnout's choice would be, he's out. He's not just keeping his head down. He's booking. He's probably back at the base already. In fact, he's probably not out there in the first place. Thank you, Vincent. Thank you very much. So I think 18 has won. Okay, so let's turn to page 18, see what happens, see if we die immediately. Usually we don't die immediately. Page 18. Here we go. I'm seeing some of the illustrations. I hope some of that's in the book. 18. You're flat on the airstrip pavement. The bullets of the Cobra infiltrators explode all around you, but you won't be still for long. If anybody starts shooting up the airbase when you're on duty, they better be ready to catch a little heat. For a moment, the firing stops. Now's the time. Jumping to your feet, you scramble ahead for 20 yards, then roll back onto the ground. Everything is quiet, so they didn't seem to notice. You do it again, getting closer still. Now you can see what they're up to. They're going to steal one of the fighters. Lining up the sights of your M16 rifle, you squeeze off a burst of bullets just over their heads. Why are you shooting over their heads? Shoot them. Yeah, you shoot over their heads, yeah. They dive behind the landing gear, and you fire another round of shots. Well, you should have shot them the first time. A second later, they answer back. There's no mistaking the sound of a rifle-launched grenade. Just before it hits, you realize you're about to become the most beautiful fireworks the Aleutian Islands have ever seen. You should have kept your head down instead of playing a foolhardy hero. Well, nothing like going out with a bang. We died. We died. What was that other page? 72? That's... I think that my my first selection here was it was unscientific. It was unscientific. So yeah, 70. Like I said, we're turning to page 72. The pavement of the airfield apron is icy cold beneath your body. You're dying to get up and go after those Cobra agents, but there's not a lot of cover in the middle of an airstrip. And right now, your first priority is to stay in one piece. Every time you lift your nose, those bandits open fire. So you just keep your head down and wait for something to happen. You have no idea what the Cobra agents are trying to do. The last time you saw them clearly, they were climbing into one of the P-140s, and that was 30 or 40 seconds ago. Suddenly, The whining sound of 2 turbine jet engines fills up the night air. They're going to steal that plane. A moment later, the P-140 fighter is zooming down the runway in a full throttle takeoff. It roars into the air just above their head. The blast from the jet engine sends you flying off the strip. You're on your feet in an instant, but the stolen P-140 is already climbing hard and fast. All at once, it disappears into the clouds and is gone. Page 53. Okay, that is 50. Oh, we have more choices. As you stand on the darkened airfield, your ears are ringing from the jet takeoff, but you don't have time to worry about that now. Cobra has infiltrated your base and stolen one of your top-secret P-140 fighters. You've got to do something, and it better be smart and fast. Normal operational procedure would be to file a complete report with your commanding officer, Hawk. But that kind of thing takes time. There are still 3 fighters parked on the apron ready to roll. Using one without orders is against regulations, but it's your best chance of catching those Cobra agents. What do? All right, you ready? Congratulations on getting off work. Extra luck. And Dagon, how do you do? Thanks for being here. Nice to see you guys. So here are the options. If you decide to alert Hawk and do it by the book, turn to page 26. If you decide to take a fighter now and explain later, turn to page 40. So those are your options. 26 to do a report, or 40 to get in one of the fighters and go after them. Write a report, 26. Take a fighter, 40. Those are your options. Let's see what we got. We got some 26s. Some people living by the book. We got some 40s. You know what happened last time we dared to do anything brave? Smart and fast? Well, yeah, come on. Let's see. Okay, 26. We're kind of even right now. We're kind of even at the moment. 40. It's still pretty even. I think 40 might be edging out, but it's really close. Dagon doesn't know how to fly a jet. Well, too bad. In G.I. Joe, everybody flies the jets. Haven't you seen the cartoon? The controls of the jet fighter, it's just a Nintendo controller. It's not more complicated than that. So I think 40 has barely won out. That was a close one. That was much closer. I'm gonna go with 40. I think that's it. I think 40 has won, but that was a close one. Okay, 40. Regulations or no regulations, you've got to stop those Cobra agents and recover the aircraft they stole. So you just have to steal a plane of your own, because 2 wrongs can make a right? I read that already. It takes you 35 seconds to reach the nearest P-140 fighter. You check the fuel tanks, the rocket pods, and the rest of the aircraft. There's no sign of sabotage. You rip the protective cover off the engine, then you climb up the side of the plane and drop into the cockpit. You buckle yourself in and snap the electronics on. The system check shows that both engines are good, so you rev up and you turn onto the runway. The fighter races down the strip. The vibrations inside the plane build as you increase your speed. Then you nose up and the plane leaps into the nighttime sky. It's 1800 hours and 42 seconds. Your mission has begun. Page 10. Thank you, Pengus. My day could be better. It's not been the best of days, but I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I hope you had a good day. Page 10. As the P-140 soars 27,000 feet, you feel great. There's nothing like being in the air and hot on the trail of your enemies. You activate the aircraft's radar tracking device and get a fix on the stolen fighter. It shows up as a fluorescent green blip on the radar screen. That plane is going to be impossible to miss. Then, switching to a security frequency, you get on the radio. Falcon Base Tower, this is Delta Fighter 1. Do you read? You know the Breaker is still on duty, so you wait patiently for his reply, but it doesn't come. Once again, you try to make contact. Falcon Base Tower, this is Delta Fighter 1. Will you get it together down there? Suddenly, a howling screech fills your earphones. Then it slowly fades away. Delta Fighter, this is Tower. Sorry for the interference, but things are still a bit raw here. Our communications got crossed up, and our radar is down. What's your position? I'm at 27, you begin, but then you quickly nick off the radio. Infiltrators on base, stolen planes, communication blackouts, and now someone wants your position. That voice sure sounded like Breaker, but you aren't certain. You better be careful. Page 60. You're flying to... yeah, okay. Yeah, you're flying 27,000 feet off the ground, yet you suspect a possible sabotage by someone who's still down there on the G.I. Joe base. You have to outsmart them. Falcon Tower, you say on the into the radio. This is Delta Fighter. Things have been happening pretty fast around here, but I want to get all of our details down in a full report. Over. Go ahead, Delta. We're listening. You adjust a few dials on the aircraft's control panel. Well, let's do important things first. I want it to be on the record that Breaker owes me $12 from last week, and no matter what happens to me, forget it, good buddy. A voice snaps over the radio. It's $8.50 and not a dime more. And if you try to jack it up any higher, you're going to find a crease in your fuselage that will severely affect your performance. Over. That's a snappy comeback, isn't it? Breaker, you say with a big smile, it's a comfort and pleasure to talk to you. But I had to be sure that it was really you in control of the tower. Here's my report, page 35. Hope we get another choice soon. Hope we get another... oh, I passed page. I did say 35, right? Yes, 35. Okay. We get a choice at the bottom of this one. We get a choice. No peeking. No peeking. And there's another amazing illustration. I think the artist who illustrated these, I think, was instructed to use as few lines as possible, but lots of shading. You quickly check the P-140's controls. Then you give Breaker the facts over the radio. At 17:42 hours, 3 unidentified personnel opened fire on me midway down runway 2. They boarded a P-140 and took off in it heading north. Wow, I've lost the ability to read. I'm tracking them on radars on the radar screen. I'm going to stick with them, but I'll need some backup support. No problem, Delta. We'll put together a team and have them in the air in 5 minutes. Tower out. The radio goes quiet. You're alone in the pitch black sky at 27,000 feet on a course that will take you straight over the top of the world. You watch the Bandit P-140 on the radar screen. It's below you at 22,000 feet, flying smooth and easy. Suddenly, it banks hard to the left and goes into a full power dive, heading right into the ground. It looks like the pilot's making a run for it. What are you going to do? Your first impulse is to stay on the Bandit's tail, but it's dark and dark as death tonight, and the other pilot's flying like a maniac. Maybe you don't have to match his suicidal dive. Maybe you can track him and just as well on the radar screen. What's it going to be? Okay, here are your choices. Here are your options. If you hang with the bandit, point the nose of your plane earthward, and dive. We're going to go to page 56. 5-6. If you keep your nose up, figuring that as long as the blip is on the radar screen, there's no problem, page 21. So we 56 if we nose dive it, or 21 if we just keep him on the radar screen. So 56. That's 56. If you want to dive with the enemy fighter, or 21 if you want to keep him on the radar. Wow, lots of 21s right off the bat. If he's going to drive his airplane directly into the ground, maybe we should just let him. Problem solved. Lots of 21s. Lots of 21s. At least your family will get life insurance. Yeah, see, there you go. See, that's a good attitude. That's a good attitude to have. Lots of 21s, though. 56 would have to have quite a few here in the next few seconds or so to catch up with 21. Lots of 21s. More 21s. All right. So I think 21 has won. I'll give you a few more seconds. And anybody else going once, going twice? I'm doing it. I'm about to turn it to page 21. It's happening right now. And in 1, 2, 2.5. And there we go. 21. 21 wins. 21 wins. Here we go. You decide against the kamikaze crash, keeping your aircraft flying smoothly and your gaze glued to the radar screen. You stay cool, figuring that there's no place for a Cobra agent in the stolen P-140 to go, so there's no reason to get excited. Even if he starts weaving in between the islands and the icebergs to confuse the radar, he'll have to come out sooner or later. Then he'll show up on the screen again. You lean back and wait for the enemy pilot. Still diving toward the Earth to make his move, just before he's about to crash, he pulls the nose of the plane up expertly. Then he begins a looping flight pattern in and out of the islands. You have to admit he's a great pilot, especially for night flying, but the radar keeps close tabs on him, though every now and then he slips off the screen for a few seconds. During one of those momentary lapses in radar, a blip shows up on the screen about 30 miles behind you, but you're sure it couldn't be the enemy plane. There's no way it could have gotten that far behind you so quickly. Chances are it's the Falcon Base backup team coming to help you. You switch your speed down to Mach 0.6 and wait for your buddies to catch up to you. But as the plane pulls up behind you, it fires a heat-seeking missile. You just assumed it was your backup team, and now you're in big trouble. Page 30. Page 30. And unfortunately, there is not an option at page 30. But here we go. Page 30. You have only seconds before that heat-seeking missile finds you and fries you. There's just one thing to do. You bank your plane hard to the right, making a quick, tight curve. In no time, you're behind the other aircraft, and the missile is right behind you. It's closing fast. This plan better work, otherwise you're going to be just a bunch of airborne debris very soon. Suddenly, You cut your altitude. All at once, you're a few hundred feet below your enemy, but the missile hasn't changed its course. Now it has locked onto the heat of the stolen P-140, not you. In just a few seconds, the missile catches up with the stolen aircraft. Your enemy goes up in a massive fireball. Well, you didn't recapture the stolen plane, nor did you find out where it was heading, but at least you made sure Cobra never sank its fangs into the top-secret P-140. Your only real regret is that you didn't have marshmallows on hand in your aircraft. That plane sure made one giant bonfire. The end. The end. We actually won. We actually won. We survived not dying. Okay, we did die once, but let's, everybody's entitled to die once, right? I'm pretty sure that's how death works, right? You die once and then you pop back. You get one do-over. One do-over. So congratulations. And it's great timing because by my clock, it is 8 o'clock local time. So it's the end of the show. Hello, Andrew. Andrew, I didn't see you come in. How do you do? Hope you're doing well. And Beach76, I also didn't see you come in. Hello to everyone that I didn't see come in. Thank you for being here. Hey, JLS Comics, nice to see you as well. Sorry if I missed anybody coming in that I didn't say hello to, but now I get to say goodbye. I get to say see you later. Because it is time to wrap up the show. That was a lot of fun. It's been good. This has been a good night. This is refreshing to me. It's just, this is like the best part of my week. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody being here and everybody, just spending some time with me every week on a Tuesday and doing something fun like this. This is a good time. And, even though you've read this story before, I don't think we ever had that outcome before. So these are fun. These you can do more than once and have a different outcome each time. But this time, the outcome is I'm tired, so I'm gonna wrap up the show. So I will see everybody next Tuesday. I am working on the next review video. It'll be up, as soon as I can finish it. It'll be not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. I'll see you all again. Oh, thank you, Josiah. Take a second to sub to the Cobra Convergence channel. Yes, thank you very much. And thank you also to Josiah for just everything you do. That's awesome. But thanks, everyone. And I will say good night, everyone. Good night, everyone. Bye. See you all next week. See you later. Good night.